What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I am not usually a fan of Samsung gadgets. I usually find the software to be a bit on the bloated and clunky side, and equivalent hardware can often be found from the likes of LG for instance, for less money. But today that changes. Well, at least for one product line. The Samsung Gear S3 is the closest thing to smartwatch perfection I have ever used. So without further ado, let's take a look at why. First off is the hardware. The watch is built with a combination of 316 stainless steel and Corning Gorilla Glass SR+. If you're unfamiliar with the latter of those, it's a specific formulation of Corning's tempered glass designed for wearables. The display is a fairly standard 1.3-inch 370 by 370 OLED panel that works out to a reasonably sharp but not terribly impressive 278 pixels per inch. The bowels of the watch hold 4 GB of storage, 768 MB of RAM, and a dual-core 1 GHz Exynos 7270 system on a chip. It's also IP68 water and dust resistant, so while it'll survive a splash in the rain, I wouldn't take it swimming. Size-wise, the 46mm size is about perfect for my wrist. It's definitely bigger than the Fitbit Versa 2 I used to wear, but not so big that it's uncomfortable. It's a good in-between. The first thing about this watch I found to be remarkable was the use of standard 22mm watch straps. I have never bought any third-party watch straps for my other smartwatches because the proprietary strap mounts almost always change generation to generation. By using standard watch straps, not only is there more high-quality straps to choose from available, but I'll actually invest in nice straps like this khaki canvas model from Barton here, because if I ever upgrade to a newer model of watch, I can still use those same nice straps. Samsung isn't the only one doing this. Fossil's also done it for quite a while now too, but in my opinion, there's no excuse for every smartwatch maker not to do this. It should be completely standard. Now let's move on to the software. The Gear S3 recently received what will probably be its last update, the Tizen 4.0 update. Samsung's Tizen OS, which has its roots all the way back to Nokia's MeeGo smartphone OS, to me has always looked a bit dated. Tizen 4.0 changes that though. They've kept all the best parts of the OS, like the rotation function design that works oh so well in conjunction with that delightfully mechanical rotating bezel, but everything else has got a fresh coat of paint that really makes this feel like a whole new watch. I half expected this new update to bring some lag and slowdowns to the Gear S3's more aging hardware, but honestly it feels just as snappy as Tizen 2.0 did. The app library isn't spectacular, but coming from using a Fitbit as my daily driver, it still feels huge. The one thing I do find myself wishing for though is a way to turn on and off my smart lights from my watch, but that's a decidedly first world problem that I will probably be able to live through. Also, the inclusion of T9 typing for entering text anywhere in the OS was a genius move. It is so much better than the tiny little QWERTY keyboards other manufacturers try and fit into their watches. Aside from that, this watch features the usual array of fitness tracking, step counting, and sleep tracking, and heart rate monitoring. One thing I was excited for was the altimeter, but seeing as how my house started out at about 890 feet above sea level, and now sits anywhere between 1,000 and 1,200 feet on any given day, I really question its accuracy. So this all sounds like pretty standard stuff up to this point, but there are two things we haven't covered yet: battery life and mobile payments. In regards to the former, this watch gets me through about 2 days before needing to be topped off, which takes a little over an hour on the exceedingly well-built and balanced wireless charging stand. My LG watch style, which lacked a heart rate monitor and GPS, was lucky to make it for 14 hours. And while the Fitbit Versa could go for 5 days, it didn't really do much except notifications, fitness tracking, and telling the time, of course. For all these features to be in something with a 2-day battery life is honestly something of a rarity in the smartwatch industry. And keep in mind, I bought this used, so the battery life would probably be even better if you were to get a new one, which is honestly still pretty easy to do. On then to the final major feature, Samsung Pay. Samsung's mobile payment system has been on many smartwatches now, but there are two components to Samsung's system, NFC and MST. The The Gear S3 is, to date, the only smartwatch to include MST, which stands for Magnetic Secure Transmission. All of Samsung's other watches only have NFC, which requires a modern payment terminal that accepts mobile payments. MST can emulate the magnetic strip on a credit card, so in theory it'll work on any credit card terminal in existence. There are a few exceptions, of course, but in my time with it, I've used it at about 20 different merchants so far, only 3 of which accepted mobile payments, and it's worked flawlessly at all of them except Walmart, who specifically blocks Samsung Pay to force you to use their own Walmart Pay. It's even worked at every gas pump I've tried it at. And you know what the best part is? You don't need a Samsung phone to use Samsung Pay on the watch. I can carry any Android phone I please and still have the most widely accepted mobile payment system in the industry. For now at least, this watch has almost everything I want in a watch. From the build quality, to the battery life, to the feature set, it's the closest to perfect that a smartwatch has ever been for me. If you don't need MST, you'd probably be better off buying a newer model. But if you're like me and you like using mobile payments almost exclusively and can't stand a Samsung phone, this is honestly the perfect solution. My only major complaint is that it's not swim-proof, the App Store is a bit on the lacking side, though it's still not terrible, and auto brightness barely works. Aside from that though, I really do love it, and for the price of about $100 they go for nowadays, there's never been a better time to try one out. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit like, get subscribed, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.